These are 12 cases when the hunter contacted the wrong animals. Number 12. The video begins with two hunters facing a herd of elephants while walking on the African safari. And a few minutes later, one of the elephants decides to figure out why these two people are wandering next to their herd. One of the hunters immediately tries to scare the animal by firing his weapon, while the second hunter filming begins to run from there with all his might. Unfortunately, the video ends abruptly at this moment, so what happens next remains a mystery. Number 11. A hunter named Steven and a friend begin this video by going down a narrow river to hunt an elk. Then, after hearing a rustle nearby, Steven warns his friend to follow him slowly. As they make their way to prey through bushes and trees, he takes aim at her, and the elk instantly falls, which gives them the opportunity to get closer and finish off the victim. However, as he approached the elk, something went wrong.
Why am I gonna go up? And this bull stands up and spins. Holy shit. And the bull like just comes like a cartoon, head down. And I fall down and I get up and kind of...
Fortunately for Steve, his friend managed to shoot the moose in time before he would trample it. Number 10. The video begins with a group of hunters walking around the South African savanna in search of a buffalo.
Shoot! Shoot, he's gonna kill him, shoot! Shoot!
Buffalo attacks are temporarily halted as one of the hunters rushes to the scene to help the man who was attacked.
Shoot!
However, as soon as those two retreat, the buffalo's attention immediately switches to the operator.
Dude.
Fortunately, none of the people were injured, and they continued their hunt. Number 9. At the beginning of the video, we see how the hunter came across a sleeping deer in the middle of the forest. Then he approaches him and slowly reaches out his hand, trying to stroke the animal.
Hey, buddy. How you doing? You okay?
Surprisingly, he manages to get very close to the deer, which leads to an unexpected turn.
Dude.
After an unexpected attack, he tries to cope with the animal for some time and even manages to fall to the ground. And judging by the video, he still manages to get away from this formidable deer. Number 8. In this short but scary video, a man filmed a black bear descending from a tree. Despite the fact that the bear very quickly descended from the tree, it still stands still, however, then makes unpredictable.
No. You better get.
And after that warning shot, the bear stops. Next, the video ends with the bear running to the side. Number 7. The next video begins with a man from the Dalek recording big elk shedding his horns on video. Because of his curiosity, the man begins to get closer and closer to the animal. A few moments later, Elk starts to get bored with all this, and he begins to act. due to the loud screams of the man, the elk retreats back, and then the video ends when the man records himself, showing that he is fine. Number 6. At the beginning of this video, a huge black bear can be seen walking along the smell of a man taking video from a tree. Seeing a bear that goes along the smell to the stairs, a person understands what a terrible situation he found himself in. As soon as the animal rises several steps, the hunter makes it known about his presence, which later stops the predator.
Hey, what are you doing there? What are you doing there?
Next, the bear descends and quickly leaves this place, and the person remains safe and sound. Number 5. This video begins with 2 hunters videotaping several deer they plan to hunt. They want to lure their prey closer using a tool that mimics deer sounds. A few minutes after the start of the hunt, the animals unexpectedly run away, which confuses the hunters and forces them to follow the prey. As they walk to where the deer previously stood, something really unexpected suddenly stops them. Over the next few minutes, a pack of wolves, as if watching hunters from the forest. Then after a few minutes, the predators leave the site, and the 2 men continue their hunt as planned. Number 4. This eerie video begins with a couple of hunters trying to drive through a huge moose, but the animal has different plans for this.
Yeah, I sent him the sucker.
We knew it was fresh.
Yeah.
And after a few minutes of such a ride, the animal did what none of the people definitely expected.
Now we've got an issue.
Yeah.
I think I better start back. I can't back up that fast, can I?
Unfortunately, the video on this ends, and we can only imagine the damage this huge moose has done. Number 3. The following video shows a man recording the process of turkey hunting. And then nearby, behind a tree, he notices something strange. Remaining as motionless as possible and hoping for the best, the hunter was not as scared as he was when the predator decided to take his step.
Get.
Seeing the gun, the lynx immediately runs away, and the hunter remains in place, recovering after what happened. Number 2. This video begins with a group of hunters wandering through an overgrown area in the hope of finding something to catch or shoot. And after a few minutes of aimless walking in search of prey, they unexpectedly meet a giant elephant, silently grazing nearby. They decide to slowly approach it and eventually get too close, already annoying the giant elephant. And when an elephant starts to feel danger, it happens. The animal abruptly stops after it sees the weapon, and the hunters can only observe the greatness of this animal and the fact that they remained alive. Number 1. The video is shot in Iowa. In the footage, we see a rather large deer aggressively approaching in the 2 hunters.
Hang on, let me get behind you.
You get the fuck out of the way.
Despite the rather low likelihood of attack, the men still do not decide to take risks and keep their weapons ready, since this large deer behaves very strangely.
Let me get in the shot. Stay back.
I don't like this.
Stay back. Hey. Think about this, buddy.
At one point, the animal is attracted to the bait previously installed by hunters. In the end, they allow the deer to leave in order to avoid a dangerous situation.